system 3, audience. So we've got our vision, we know what our genius zone is. So next system is audience. Tell us about that.
So the mistake that a lot of us make when we think about audience is we ask the question, who is everybody who might be interested in what I've got? Whatever I'm selling, whatever I'm producing, I want to go after everybody. I want to go after anybody who's least bit interested in this. But that's a mistake. And most marketers know this, of course. We talk about target audience, and we have buyer personas, and we talk about niching down and really finding that core audience. So a lot of marketers out there, they get this. There are a lot of entrepreneurs, however, who don't get this. And it's a struggle for them to realize that, as they say, it's cliche, the riches are in the niches. But it's true. That's how you connect with a core audience, is by getting very focused on who they are. So when I lead people through the exercise of figuring out who their ideal audience is, it's kind of similar to the genius zone. We make a list of everything that might be relevant in terms of characteristics, background, experience, location, anything that might make somebody part of our ideal audience. And then we start looking for the relevant overlaps. And we ask questions like, well, would you rather sell to somebody who's going to buy once or somebody who's going to buy several times? Would you rather sell to somebody who has money or has no money? Would you rather be selling to somebody who's near you or not near you? Some products are limited by geography. And so we ask a lot of these questions to figure out, who do you really want to be selling to? Because we don't want to just sell to anybody. We want to sell to the people who are ready to go, who are easy to sell to, who are going to become repeat customers. And when we start boiling that down, we can get a very targeted profile. And once we have that profile, we can create content for that person that speaks to them, that triggers them, that gets their attention and makes them say, wow, this person is talking directly to me. They know who I am. It's like they're inside my head. That's the point that we want to get to with the ideal audience.
And I think thinking about the internal perspective here for a CMO or marketing VP, is it the case of thinking about all the different stakeholders that you need to influence? You know, whether it's the CFO, the CEO, the CIO, all of the different executives you need to influence, and then their teams, and almost doing an empathy map or a persona for each of those, and going, well, what are the pains and gains for this target audience? What do they care about? How much influence do they have? How much power do they have? How much information do they need? Do I need to consult or just inform? Is that how this could be applied kind of internally, almost doing a stakeholder map of everyone you need to influence?
Yes, that's where it gets fun, because when it comes to our customers, we can kind of pick and choose. We can say, this is my ideal customer, and I'm going to choose these attributes for my ideal customer. Well, if you're the CMO trying to influence the CEO, your ideal audience in that case is the CEO that you've got. You don't get to pick and choose who the CEO is. So you already know who your ideal audience is, and you have to adapt the 7 systems to target that person that you've already got in front of you. The ideal audience, going through that exercise, when you already know exactly who that person is, then the focus is on, okay, well, who is this person? And what are the different attributes that I can really work with that fit with my genius zone? Because you'll see that there's a link between your genius zone and your ideal audience, where you say, if my genius zone gives me this superpower, then what is it about my ideal audience that allows me to use that superpower to influence them best? Simple example might be, you figure out that your CEO responds better to email than they respond to voicemails or texts or phone calls. They like reading. That's how they process mentally. Well, if you know that that's how they process information best, then you're going to customize your approach to send them more email and not do as many pop-ins or in-person visits, because you know that that's how you get things done. That's how you influence them.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Lean Mean Marketing Teams, brought to you by Growth Generators. To say thanks, we've packaged up all those tips, strategies, and resources into some beautifully crafted notes just for you, so you can spend more time taking action and less time taking notes. To grab the notes, head on over to growthgenerators.io, look out for this podcast episode, and download the notes. But be quick, they're only live for a few weeks after the episode airs.